Right, hello there my YouTube heroes. Right, today's job on the Husqvarna 450 FE is basically I'm changing the standard exhaust to an FMF full system with powerbomb. So initially I bought this exhaust a while ago while I've been waiting for the indicator wiring loom, which I might add, I made a video about that only the other day. So basically, yes, I mean this is the FMF exhaust. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a lovely bit of kit, obviously made in America, like really nice. I've got the header pipe, and I've got the FMF powerbomb system, which obviously I'll be fitting as well. Now initially the powerbomb system, it doesn't initially make it any louder. I see that that's apparently a decrease in decibel, but it does give it a more throaty sound, which I'm after, to be fair. I'm not saying that the standard exhaust on the Husqvarna is no good, because it is. It's great, but I love this exhaust. I've always wanted one on the Husqvarna, and so I bought one, and I'm going to fit it, and I'm going to hug it and polish it and all those nice things. So yes, anyway, the first job for today then will be to obviously take the old exhaust off the bike. So for this job we'll be needing a T30 Torx bit, a T40 Torx bit, and a ratchet, to be fair. And I got a spring puller. I've had it years. I've had this years, because obviously I've had various bikes in the past, which have had like exhausts on there. You know, obviously with the springs, and yes. So I mean, it's not generally often I ever get to use one of these things. Like, so yeah, I bought this out of retirement, as it was, and obviously the spring puller is very important, because there's lots of springs on these exhausts. So yeah. Anyway, the exhaust came with a couple of new springs, which is great, and some stickers as well, which is much appreciated. And it also came with like a bung for the end. Presumably, I believe this thing would be for when you wash it and stuff. I like to let water getting inside the exhaust and stuff. So that's really cool. I'm probably going to be using the standard springs that are already on there, because the bike's new. It's like I said, it is done 0.02 on the clock. There's no need to change the springs over. I mean, they all fit in exactly the same sort of place. So yeah, not a problem whatsoever. So I'll be using the old springs anyway, so I'll keep the other springs as spares for the things, or for this bike, or whatever, if I ever lose any. So yeah, anyway, let's crack on. Right then, on this, to obviously take this exhaust off, obviously the T30 bit, Torx bit, fits in the exhaust hanger, which is these two bolts here, and then you've got a T40, which fits in this part here. Now, the reason why I undo this is basically to give the slip-on just a little bit of leverage, because actually these two bolts, or the actual hanger itself, underneath the bike, are in like it's like two recesses. And you have to sort of like drop the exhaust slightly to clear the recesses, so you can slip the bike, slip the muffler off. So if you undo this nut, which we'll do now, we'll undo this first. Obviously with the T40, it just gives it that little bit of play, just so you can drop the exhaust slightly, and obviously you'll be supporting the muffler anyway before you slip it off. But I just wanted to clear the recess underneath the subframe. So if I take that bolt out, and then we undo these bolts, and all these bolts, they're not tight, you know, they're only about 10 Newton meters. There's the first bolt, and just before you take the last one out, just support the bike, and just undo the spring at the bottom with the spring puller. So just put your knee behind the rear tyre just so it doesn't slip off the stand. Give it a pull and release the spring like so. And then with the torque 30, just undo the last bolt. And there you go. Still supporting the muffler. Just drop it down slightly. Give it a wiggle, and there you go. The end can is off. Right, on the original exhaust, the standard exhaust, you can see that there. You got these two. You've got these two bungs here. They're on like a rubber washer in between, a rubber bung in between the in between the aluminium. We're going to be taking these off, both of these, and the rubbers, and then we'll be fitting these obviously into the new FMF exhaust. So basically, all you need to do is get a flat-headed screwdriver, like so, and very gently. You just prise these out. Like so. Now, just take note on this, is that you've got like a little recess in there where the bolts go originally, and just make sure these always face out, so the bolt goes in that way. There you go, and there's the second one, like that. And then you turn the exhaust over, like so, and then you've got two on the opposite side. And then you're left with little rubber bungs on both sides, and now we're going to remove those as well. Oh, and there's the second one. And so that's the exhaust. The standard exhaust left without the bungs and so on. Now we fit these into the exhaust. I was going to say, just on a note, just put something like a cloth or something daft out like on your table, anything daft out like. So, cause like these exhausts, they're anodised, and you don't really want to scratch them, to be fair. So yeah, I mean, like just put them on something soft on top of your table, sort of things. Like they will move about, and you don't really want to be scratching the anodize off, because it does look pretty nice. So yeah. So anyway, same again, but in reverse. I mean, they are quite firm, these. I mean, I've got to be absolutely honest. I mean, it's like I said, the bike that I own is brand new, so they've never been taken off before. So they are quite tight, like, but with a bit of encouragement and a sense of goodwill. And there you go. And that exhaust, that slip-on, is basically ready to be fitted onto the bike. Just like I said, just make sure you've got a nice bit of cloth on the table and so on. You can give it a wipe over. And there you go, jobs are good. Right then, and now for the mid pipe, which is this part here, which fits all the way under there. I can say with the springs, I just usually put them on the floor and put them back in the sequence that basically you took them off, which is sorted like. Now, on this mid pipe, you've got another spring on this side, so we'll support the bike, make sure it doesn't fall off the stand, and then we'll basically unhook the spring from the header pipe. And they are quite strong, these springs, but there you go. So we'll take that off, put it on the floor in the sequence I took it off. And with the mid pipe, just give it a wiggle and the whole thing comes off, like so. Note, you've got a rubber bung right there, which fits on the which will be fitted onto the new exhaust. Now with the mid pipe free from the bike, do you remember I showed you that little rubber bung on there? So this is ever so simple to take off. There you go. It's as simple as that. It really is. So there's your little your rubber bung. Basically, what this is for, because obviously there's a possibility of obviously the mid pipe rubbing against the plastics, and this basically gives you a cushion between the plastic and the exhaust. So you know, again, presumably they are obviously, because they come off the exhaust, they are heat treated. They're heat resistant and so on and so forth. Like, so you don't end up melting your plastics or anything like that. Like, so yeah, we take this off the standard, and then we will be putting it on the new exhaust. And now we've got the new exhaust mid pipe. So basically, what we'll be doing is fitting this bung into there. So basically, it really is a question of, you've got like a little, you can see that there, a wider hole there. So basically you'll fit, see the bungs on the rubber. Sorry, I know it's black against black, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, that'll just fit in there, push it along. The second one will fit in there, like so, and push that along. And there you go, that's fitted into the new exhaust. Spot on, that is. Right then, and now to take off the header pipe, which is this part here. It's only initially held on to the header with obviously two springs, and then you give it a little wiggle and it'll obviously pop out of there. So basically, first of all, we must remove the springs. Now these are quite tight, these are. So there's one. And there's two, and then you just give the header a bit of a wiggle, and there you go, the whole thing just comes off. I can see this thing is absolutely brand new. You know, again, it's never been off the bike, but that's initially how I would take this off. So, job's a good one. Right then, on the header pipe, you've got a little bolt there, which you need to remove that to put into the new exhaust, and you will be needing a 17mm spanner. So, once you've fitted the spanner, just get a rubber mallet or something like that, just give it a tap. And then the whole thing will just screw out. Like so. Right, and on the new exhaust, the powerbomb mid pipe, you've got like the hole there. Now this nut, sorry, that we took off the header pipe fits directly in there. Like so. Get your 17mm spanner. And just tighten it up. Like so. And there you go. That's installed. Right, on the old mid pipe, which would have gone that way. on the bike. As you know, we removed the rubber bung, but it was like more of a heat shield than anything else to stop you from damaging your plastic cowling. But on the part where it fastens to the bike, you've got another one of these like bungs with a rubber bung. So basically we'll have to remove that and obviously fit it to the new bike. Sorry, to the new exhaust. So again, like before with the exhaust, with a slip on. Out to the bike. Now, like the slip-on, on the slip-on itself, when we took these off, there was one of these that had like a recess, which obviously faced from the outside of the bike. So when you put the bolt in, obviously the recess was there to house the bolt basically. But these, they haven't got that. They're both identical. So it wouldn't really matter which way these go in, so there's not really an issue there. Now we've got a plastic rubber bung, and like before, and so it frees up the old exhaust there. So yes, so we'll be fitting that to the new pipe on the new exhaust. Now we've got the powerbomb exhaust with exactly the same hole. So basically those rubber bungs and the aluminium washer bung type thing, once that's been removed, from the old one, gets fitted to the new one. So basically, right, now we have the new header, which is obviously going to be installed into the bike, and we shall do that right now. Now with the new header pipe installed into the bike, make sure it's all there in place, and now with the original springs, just give it a pull. And that's in place. And now for the other one. And it really is that simple. And now with the centre pipe, the middle pipe should I say, in through the frame, let's give it a wiggle. Like so, and that's lined up perfectly. Right, and now we take our springs. These are the springs that came with the bike. There's 2 springs here, they're brand new. So there's one in the bottom. And one at the top, like so. I'm going to refrain from putting the bolt on at the moment, sort of thing. Like before I put the slip on, obviously, because it just gives it that little bit of movement, so I can get it past the recesses on the subframe to put the muffler on. So I shall sort that now. Hello, my YouTube heroes. Right, I've got to be absolutely honest, and I hold my hands up. I've pretty much screwed up here, to be fair. Like when I ordered this, I sort of had to explain it. I rely on the information that I give on the internet for the make and year and so on of the bike. Now, basically what it is that I ordered this exhaust about 3 months ago. So I've got to be honest, it doesn't fit. Well, the end can doesn't fit. So I'm not going to send it back. Because like I said, I mean, I've been waiting 3 months for the bleeding wiring link for the indicators. So I'm not going to send it back. So basically I put in the information, and I sort of like rely on that as it was. Like I should have done the read up on the exhaust that I was buying. Now apparently, looking back on the read up on the exhaust, I went through my emails, and obviously found the email receipt sort of thing for the order. And this end can, this FMF end can, fits all the Husqvarna FE, I think it's an FC, and all this sort of stuff. 350s, 501s, actually, right. And I've got the box now for the end can. Now this end can fits all the Husqvarnas up to 17 to 18, 19, 2019, 2018, 2016, 17, 17 to 19, 16 to 18. Where are we? The Husqvarna FX 450, 17 to 18, 2017 to 2018. And KTM range all the way through. Now, I'd ordered this sort of thing. When I put my details in, it was specifically for the Husqvarna 2022 450 FE. Now, it's not the first time this has happened, sort of thing. I've had other bits. You type in the make and model and year of your bike, and then all of a sudden something totally different ends up on the doorstep, like. But because I was adamant that I'd actually put in the right year, the right make, and the right model of the bike. I didn't even contemplate checking the bleeding the box when it came. So all film made, to be fair. But anyway, it is the can itself, the end can itself. It's like the headers and the powerbomb fit perfect. I mean, they're for that particular model of bike. But it's just the end can, and it's not the end can itself, it's the hanger brackets that are out. Altogether, I think it works out about 30 mil, so about 15 mil one way, 15 mil the other. So it wouldn't be such a problem. I'll do you a diagram. If I can find your pen. So initially, say these holes with fitment points. Get in there. For your fitment points for the subframe, and the eyelets on the hanger brackets, they sort of like they're like there, and on the other side it comes up, and they're like there. So if you can see that, there's your main hanger holes on the subframe, and the eyelets on the hanger on the exhaust are like, I know it's like 15 mil that way too far, and something like 15 mil that way too far. So basically, I know, thank God I'm a welder fabricator machinist. So I'm modifying the hangers on the exhaust. So basically what we have here is basically these were the original hangers, and they would fit on there like so. Now it was exactly the same obviously on this side, but I've already modified this side. I cut this off, shaped the hanger itself, and then basically welded it both sides back on and cleaned it up. Now that side fits absolutely perfect. Now this side, which would go on like that, exactly like that, needs to be raised up about 10 mil to fit the centre of the hole. So basically what I'm going to have to do, or what I have done, is I've got a piece of scrap aluminium, and I've cut out obviously the width of the hanger bracket like so. So that's going to act like a spacer in between the hanger bracket eyelet and the top of the bracket on the exhaust. So as you can see, I've marked out the bit that I need to cut out. Obviously this part there will be scrapped, then it'll be thrown away. So then I'll weld this to the top of the bracket, and then weld this to top of the spacer on top of the bracket. So this will be raised, as I said, about 10 mil like that. So yes, that's what I'm going to do now. I've already tried this side where I'd obviously shaped and welded it onto the bracket, and it fits absolutely perfect now. It's absolutely spot on. So really now it's just that. But it's like I said, I don't intend to send this exhaust back. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful. The other thing was, I was obviously worried about the heat, obviously through welding and stuff like that, like, because obviously this beautiful anodized surface. But you know, obviously it's an exhaust, it's an end can. It's built to take heat, and that's just the way it is. When I welded that one on, it didn't affect the exhaust in any way whatsoever. So yeah, I mean that turned out absolutely spot on. Like, so I got no concerns about that whatsoever. So it's just this side now. It fits onto the power bomb, absolutely spot on sort of thing. Like, so there won't be a problem there whatsoever. And there was a little bracket on this side which extended out. I'm not 100% sure what that was actually for, but I obviously had to take that off. There you go, a little bit of modification because it was pushing against the cowl, the plastic cowl which fits over. It's not seen anyway, so it's not really an issue. I just want this end can on my bike. But like I said, I mean, looking at the fitment instructions and that sort of stuff, all the different years and that, like on the website, from Dirt Bike Express, there isn't one for my particular make and model of bike. I mean, I've just been through it, like, and there isn't one, so I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going on there. So anyway, I'm not going to send this back. It's like I said, I mean, well, I can't now anyway because I obviously modified it. But like I said, I'd rather modify this and obviously get it fitted to the bike rather than just scrap the idea and stick with the standard. So that's what I'm going to do now anyway. I'll send you a couple of little videos on how I'm going to do this sort of thing, like, so bear with me. But I can guarantee you now, by the end of today, this thing will be fitted and it'll be running perfect. And as always, health and safety is a must. And the glasses. Very important. And there you go, there's my spacer. And now we clean the spacer up on the wire wheel. Again, very important with the glasses. And now with that done on the wire wheel, now we add acetone to clean it all off, and again clean off the bracket itself where I'd cut along the bracket, and we should be good then to weld. Right, and with some acetone on a clean cloth, we wipe down the spacer. Like so, and the original bracket which I cut off. And the exhaust bracket. Make sure it's free from grease, dirt, and anything else which might affect the weld process. So that'll be the bracket when it's put together. So you've got the main bracket of the exhaust, and then you've got the aluminium spacer which gives it a 10mm height, and then you've got the original bracket on top which I cut off. So we'll be welding it across there using the TIG welder. Obviously protecting all the surfaces so there's no scratches or anything like that. So I shall be getting on with that now. Right, just before we start welding this, aluminium rod, is it 52, 53, which is like obviously a structural weld rod. Wipe it down with acetone. Now basically what we're going to do is there's going to be 4 tacks, one to the original bracket onto the spacer, two either side onto the original bracket onto the spacer, and then 2 either side on the spacer to the bracket on the exhaust. So it's 4 tacks. So there's your 4 tacks. Like so. Right, and to start off, we're going to do the rear of the exhaust bracket first. So basically, we will weld in the top across there, and then the spacer to the bracket. 2 full runs. The job's a good one. And this, my fellow awesomenesses, is what we ended up with. Now all we got to do now is offer this up to the bike and make sure all the holes line up. Right then, if I lift the exhaust up, you see the eyelet? See the location hole on the frame, and that's absolutely spot on, that is. And the same that side. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. That's absolutely spot on. Right, and now with the exhaust all now fitted, the spring fitted underneath. All the springs fitted, all tightened up, we're ready to start her up. And as you can probably hear, she sounds absolutely perfect. I'm really pleased about that. Thank God for that. Right there, my lovely lot. So that's the exhaust, all fitted, obviously to the bike and so on. So I was going to say that I've done 2 videos over this weekend. Obviously, one being the indicator wiring loom, which you saw the problems that I had with that, but solved that. And obviously with the FMF exhaust, again the header pipe fitted perfect, the link pipe with the powerbomb fitted perfect, and obviously the issues that I had with the slip-on. But you know, it's thank God for welding fabrication. But yes, I mean, apart from that, it all went really well. It went better than expected, to be fair. It turned out absolutely fantastic. And the exhaust is it's all fitted, and it runs and sounds absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, I'm really pleased the way everything's turned out. I'm really pleased I got an FMF on my Husqvarna. It looks good, it sounds good, and now we're ready to rock and roll with that. So now that's all done, the last part of this project for the Husqvarna is basically the new plastics and the graphics. At the moment, the way things stand, I do believe that the bike now could actually go for MOT, say tomorrow or whatever, and should be perfectly fine with indicators. All the electrics are absolutely fantastic. Again, the exhaust is all fitted and it's all ready to go, to be fair. So anyway, if you found anything within these videos that you like, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more of this type of content, including, I mean, the reason why I'm doing these bikes in the first place, I mean, I've got the GSXR, the GS, and now the Husqvarna. They're all going to be used for things like camping, all this sort of stuff. So that's all going to be put on this channel, which to be fair, I can't wait. I just want to get the bike sorted and get them all on the road, and then it's open then for all summer to do whatever. So yes, I mean, all that's going to be filmed. It'll be absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping for a really good year this year. And you know, again, like I said, if there's anything you like on this channel, please give a like. And if you like the videos in general, and if they help, please, you know, subscribe. You're more than welcome. And as I said, there'll be plenty more videos as time goes on. So anyway, I would just like to say thank you so very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you very soon. So thank you very much. You take care now.